When I hit 18, although it was quite a long time ago, it was like life started to change. The sports teams I used to play in, the people I used to hang out with were determined by my school. Now I had to work it out all on my own. New bank accounts, credit cards, a bit of cash in my pocket, driving. It was like adulthood opened up a whole new world. There's a problem though as things change, because in a changing world and as we change, we can so often feel isolated, alone, kind of out of place. I remember hitting 18 and I didn't quite get the grades I wanted in school. All my mates headed off to college and university all over the country. I felt even more isolated. It was like my identity as a pupil, as a student, had been kind of ripped away from me. Even in church, I didn't know where to sit anymore, or kind of who to hang out with, or where I fitted in. It was almost like I was living in an identity vacuum. I had to make sense of life all on my own. The Bible talks about a guy called Noah. You've probably heard about him because of the flood and the ark and the rainbow. But Noah was a guy who was prepared to be misunderstood. He was prepared to be found out of place. You see, God commanded or invited him to build this giant boat. It was an enormous thing. It took over 100 years to build. He invited every type of animal onto that boat, space for the family to live, enough food to last them the whole time. Not even a drop of rain had fallen at this time. How misunderstood would Noah have been? And they entered the boat in the midst of a giant flood. 40 days and nights of torrential rain, the world completely flooded. They stayed on the boat for another 150 days as the waters subsided, and eventually they stepped out onto dry, if not slightly soggy, land. I wonder how Noah felt when he stepped into that new environment, when he graduated from the experience of the ark. What was it like for him? The picture books probably suggest flowering plants and green shoots and all sorts of wonderful things, but I want to suggest that Noah was probably greeted with carnage, devastation, a world that had been completely destroyed. Noah stepped out of the bubble of the ark into a blank canvas of uncertainty. I think as young adults it can be the same for us sometimes. When we leave some of the home comforts behind, when things change around us, when the things in the past that were secure and safe get ripped from us and we're now in a new environment. Noah teaches us a really important lesson. As he steps out of the ark, what's the first thing he does? He creates an altar to God. To celebrate the past, yeah, but also to look forward and invite God into his future. It was like Noah set a table and invited God to be a guest at the table of his life. Noah got his focus right. Despite the shifting sands of life, he put his faith in an unshakable God. One of the challenges we face when we're confronted by moments of change in our lives is that we can often look for predictable paths, well-trodden routes, things that we've done before. Sometimes we chase down every avenue, we do a bit of this and a bit of that, and we don't take the time to stop to see what God's best is for our lives. Despite the enormous changes that had taken place in Noah's world, rather than longing back to his past and wishing things were the same as they were, Noah invited God to step with him into his future. to open up his imagination to a whole new world of opportunity. As we take Noah's lead and deliberately make space, set a place to meet with God through these times of change, he begins to uncover opportunities and avenues. He unlocks our imagination to the possibilities that this new world offers. It's like he releases the cork from the vacuum we are in to reveal a whole world of new beginnings. He helps us, rather than feeling out of place, to see our unique place in the landscape of life.